Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do, finally, no, I'm not that dude, but I am here today to finally do another Berserk chapter review, thank God. Oh. Yo. My life was missing something without Miura. Miura is better than crack. Miura is better than heroin. You can't beat this shit. Once you get a taste of Miura, you're hooked for life. Yeah. Every time you read a chapter, you feel on cloud 18,000. You're beyond the pale. You're out of orbit. You're gone. Sayonara planet Earth. You're out of here. Because Berserk is that damn good. Because you want to go over to their planet. And you want to chill with Griefies. That's what you want to do. Well, no, never mind. I take that back. You don't want to chill with Griffith. You want to hang out with Guts. Yeah, you want to give him a high five and leave. Because if you stay any longer in their world, in their universe, you're going to want to be getting fucked in the ass by I don't know how many dudes, by how many creatures. No, that ain't happening. Hell no. But listen, alright? I'm going to stop rambling about anal penetration and about weird planets. Basically, if you guys haven't seen it yet, right here, it's going to be the live reaction to the latest Berserk chapter. And again, it's a format, and I just posted it on Facebook, actually. Well, I posted it this morning on Facebook, where I'm going to try this new format, where when it comes to manga that I heavily invest my time in, Berserk, One Piece, Toriko, and so on and so forth, I'm going to probably do a live reaction video first and then do a chapter review. And, I mean, it's a way of simply put prostate milking, alright? No joke. That's the way it is, right? We're straight up going to prostate milk this shit to death. Now, no, but honestly though, Berserk deserves to get prostate milked every day of the week. 24/7, 365. But this chapter, right? And mind you, the next chapter is going to come out late May, May 23rd. So I will, of course, see you guys then after I'm done this review. But this chapter, one of the main focuses was just the scenery. And Falconia is magnificent. I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. There is no city on their planet like it. That's very obvious. And the fact that one of the individuals stated how it reminded them of the legends of the old cities that existed long ago when the Skull Knight was king. Yeah, that to me I actually believe may be significant when it comes to the way Falconia is designed. It actually may be the resurrection of one of those old cities that was underneath the former capital of Wynad or Wynad, something along those lines. Now, again, every time we look in the sky, we see no more stars, which is unfortunate. But what you see is the remnants of Ganishka and its body, and like the tree branches that like extend from it. And I think that they actually span, I believe so, that they actually span the entire planet, to my knowledge. Actually, no, yeah, they do, because that's why we have all these species, all these, you know, magical creatures running around and causing chaos and destruction. But of course, it's very strong. Their presence is very strong at the origin of where they first stem from, obviously. And that's where Falconia is. And what we see here in the chapter is not just a beautiful, wonderful, breathtaking scenery that's so refreshing. I mean, very few series that I read actually have this level of detail on every freaking page. I mean, of course, there's this series, there's Vagabond, excuse me, there's Drifters, there's, you know, like a lot of those series. But my computer's about to die. 10% battery. Bam, there we go. Plug it in, plug it in. But I just really spent like a lot of time staring at the scenery, and like you guys actually see in the live reaction, I spent a lot of time just staring, looking, the details, the nooks and the crannies, detail. I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. Like, you can't beat it. You seriously can, Miura. I mean, I know that people are kind of irked about Miura sometimes, or a lot of times actually, because he takes so long to actually deliver chapters, and it's because he doesn't want other people, to my recollection, it's been that way for a long time, where he doesn't want other people to actually get involved when it comes to drawing the actual panels. It's him and him alone, and he doesn't want his quality of the artwork to be mitigated by other people coming in there and trying to do certain aspects that only he can imagine, that only he can perceive. So, I mean, maybe in a way it's selfish. I'm not too sure. But the end result is magnificent nonetheless. I can't deny that. Like, when Berserk comes out, he gets the job done. That to me is obvious. It's as clear as day. And for like the first 5 or 6 pages, actually no, because there were a few double spread pages too. There were a few double spread pages of nothing but artwork. I'm like, gee, this is good, yeah, this is good. So, it is what it is. Now, that alone, the chapter gets a good plus. I don't care what anyone else, alright? I mean, I'm not an art savvy dude, but even I can notice just the detail. No, yeah, listen, that alone gets a good plus. However, also other parts in the chapter that were very fascinating. First of all, that are actually very significant. You see the Kushans, and the Kushans are actually there in the city. And of course, we know that, like, I believe it was the Kushans that were actually part of like the 100-Year War, or the 100th Years of War, something like that. And you know, like Ganishka's boys. And basically, we see them now, and they have actually joined Grievous in the city of Falconia. Every time you say Falconia, every time you say Falconia, every time you say Falconia, spread your wings, my brethren. Spread your fucking wings. Otherwise, someone named Grievous is going to come to you in a dream, and I guarantee you, it's not gonna be a pleasant dream. I guarantee you, it is not gonna happen the way you want it to happen. It's gonna be his way or the highway in your own mind. That's how he rolls. Now, the thing here is that we see the Kushans, and they've actually decided, at least these guys, I mean, I can't say all the Kushans have, obviously, but at least these guys have decided to throw away their nationality. Well, you know, yeah, their nationality, because they're no longer serving like their old empire, the old empire that they used to serve. They're actually working for Griffiths. And the thing here is that they're going on a mission to take out some of the trolls that apparently are going to attack refugees in like an eastern road somewhere. And they know this because there is a seeker, or there's someone with some kind of precognition based ability, which I'm assuming is that one girl, and I forgot her name. And again, I apologize, because some of these names, it's been so long, they're just gone. They're not stored in here. They're adios. Arrivederci. Auf Wiedersehen. But it was the little girl who I think is friends with the apostle that is archery based. Like, she's very good friends with him. And she has this affection for Griffith. Like, she thinks that she's like, if Griffith is the hawk, then she's like the swallow. Or, you know, no, not that kind of swallow. Like the actual bird swallow. Get your mind out the fucking gutter. Get your mind out the gutter, people. Jesus Christ. Or in this case, in this verse, I can't say Jesus Christ. I must say Griffiths, obviously. Duh. That's the real God. I think it's her. Like, she is working with Griffith, with the army, with his subordinates to save refugees and to bring them into the city. And Rickard makes a very good point in this chapter where he actually states that humanity can no longer afford to fight among themselves. Now, this is very interesting because if you think about like an end of the world apocalyptic type scenario, where in which humanity is brought to the brink. Would we still fight among ourselves? Or would we fight and work together against our common enemy? And would we put aside our differences so we could focus on the benefit of the species Homo sapiens? And here, what we see in this chapter is, in some manga, it's the opposite way. Where even though we're on the brink, like for example, Attack on Titan, on the brink, and humans are still fighting against each other. But here in this series, in Berserk, which is very odd, because Berserk is known for, you know, the most dire situations and the worst outcomes always being the case. Here we actually have humans working together side by side, despite differences, despite ideology, despite nationality, and they're fighting against the common enemies of the world, which are these magical beasts. However, what's ironic about this is that the only reason why they're doing so is because they're being led by an individual who is, to say the least, above the pale. Griffith, an individual who is practically a god / demigod. And it's fascinating when it comes to that kind of concept. It really is. So, that being said, I like where Rick Grid went with that whole thing. Because you can take it in a lot of different ways. You really can. And even though in this world of Berserk, humanity isn't pushed towards like the brink, the fact of the matter here is that humans in mass are inferior to all the magical creatures in mass. That's just a fact. They have more power, so that's just the way it is. And without people like Griffith around, without entities, because I can't call him, at this point in time, Griffith is beyond a person. Without entities like Griffith, all these humans that you see in the city wouldn't be, if this city still existed like the way it is now, there wouldn't be this harmony, there wouldn't be this unity between people. No, there's no way in hell. Griffith's existence maintains this. He maintains this. So again, very important. Now, when it comes to the guy, I forgot his name, but he was the guy who worked for Ganishka. He was the guy who could like control like these aqua snakes, and you know, like that dude, right? The one who fought against Guts before. He's still alive. He's still kicking. And then, well, because I actually do remember him still being alive when Ganishka turned into like, when he turned into like that giant what the fuck? Okay, like that colossal monolithic, holy hell, that dude. But he's actually, I mean, I'm pretty sure that Griffith actually knows who that guy is, because he ain't stupid, duh. But this dude seems to be on some very secretive operations, probably because he doesn't want other people to know who he is. Because I'm pretty sure that a lot of the Kushans know who he is. So he's going to hide his identity and work in like this little part of town, this little miscellaneous corner. And he's going to just, you know, take care of horses and like some weird monster that's hidden in the barn, which I have no idea what that is. But again, it may be Kushan related. Regardless of that, because like it may be one of those Kushan weird like tigers or crazy crocodiles, like one of those guys. Who knows? While they'd keep it, I'm not too sure. But again, only time will tell. And when it comes to the other girl, Luca, she's still there. She's still kicking. That's good to see. Because like there was one knight who actually really liked her. Where's he? Like, what happened to him? Maybe he's all fighting and saving people, or saving refugees, I should say, so they can go to the city. Because if she's there, then he should be there too, because he wanted to marry her. Unless he's dead. Did he die? I don't think so. No, yeah, I don't think so. But either way, we'll see. And finally, Rickard actually having this recommendation to be a part of the, you know, of the smiths pretty much, and how he's gonna actually have a meeting with Griffith. We may actually get more information, more details about Griffith and his actual like end game goal, because now he has his kingdom. What's next? What is your end game now? And we may get an idea of what his end game is when we have the dialogue between Rickard and Griffith. So that being said, overall, the chapter is actually a very nice introduction back into the Berserk series. Very nice visuals, very captivating visuals, seeing old faces and how they're actually working together, the Kushans and the regular humans. I mean, I forgot what their names were, but there were the Kushans and the people who actually lived in the old capital, how they're working together in order to sustain peace and harmony within the capital and outside the capital, and also knowing that this is all because of this individual, Griffith, who is, of course, beyond the norm, beyond the pale, and how Rickard may actually give us a greater insight as to what his endgame is now, at this point in time. So, King of Lightning, I'm done. The chaptering overall is going to be a great plus, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Have a nice day.